Hello, here's a video for the G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra Gunship. This one is the one with the black helmeted Firefly, if you want to call him that. I never take the mask off, so it's just basically a generic pilot as far as I'm concerned. And I'm pretty much going to just talk about how well I think they took what's shown on the film to toy. But as I've mentioned before, most of these things were probably being designed at the same time, so they couldn't really wait for the people in the movie to figure out what they were going to do and then Hasbro do what they had to do. They pretty much had to say, oh, okay, that's what we're doing? All right, we're going for it. Pretty much. Can't really say whether or not in the movie one, if it's one pilot or not. From what I can tell in the movie, even though this one is clear, in the movie it's not clear. You can't see inside whether or not it's one driver or two or pilot. The other thing I wish they could have done was, of course, made it a little bit bigger, even though obviously it's too big for my viewfinder. So I wish they could have maybe, even though I know they added the toy form and they want it to be got a lot of playability to it for kids and everything, I would have rather not had the bomb effect, unless they were going to maybe drop them one at a time, but it's basically just open and bomb, 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 bomb. And gotten rid of that and just made it all troop transport. I know some people in the forums, I think, originally thought this was going to be a helicopter, and maybe it was going to be, but I don't really see that. Some people say this gives away that it was going to be a helicopter. They've done a real good job. It just looks like a vent to me, an exhaust, maybe some type of volt, helps it land and go around and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if it had more room, I saw one reviewer was saying that you can basically open it up and there's room for two people, but if you really want to, you could have two sitting and then shove two more or so in there. So, as long as it's closed, you don't really know what's going on in there. But it would have been nice to have more room for troops, I think. Mostly because I just kind of see this as, if this is really Cobra's way of getting around, you'd want more troop space. And obviously in the movie they show quite a bit of Viper commandos coming out of this thing, and then even the Baroness. But I would be just happy if they could fit at least 3 people sitting or something, because it's like you gotta have your Destro, your Baroness, and Cobra Commander, in my opinion. The other thing that would have been nice was if they could have given us more substantial landing gear, because as you can see in some other videos and even in this one, that's pretty much just there, in my opinion, to keep it from rocking. Because if you don't have the landing gear down, I don't believe it sits flat, so that's basically all that's there, in my opinion. Then the other thing that I wish was kind of cool, because they show it in the movie doing this, the missile launchers, even though they're not really missile launchers in the movie, they pop out, but there's not really much of a change from, before attack and after attack positions. But in the movie, they actually show these things covering the door pretty much all the way, and they have to slide all the way back, and that's how the Baroness and everybody gets out. I've seen some people mention how you can take the Baroness that comes with the little flying thing that takes her away in the movie. You can attach that to the bottom here. Some people use just the figure's hands to hold on to here, and you got the 3 of them there. But I know that I also saw, I don't think in any videos or reviews, but back when this thing was first hitting the internet and people were all trying to figure out what it was and everything, one of the people that did a picture review, at least, on the board, was saying you can also take the Viper Commandos, since they come with the backpacks with the grappling hooks, and you can have them hanging from here too. So just another thing that I would mention if people have only seen the reviews of people using the Baroness to go under there. But I think that's really cool. Haven't really attempted too much to try and get her to stay in the way that it's supposed to be in the movie, since the string that it comes with is rather long too. But I'm one of those people that I don't know about you guys if you liked the movie or if you even went and saw the movie, but I love it when they give us something that you see in a movie, because especially during the movie, I was watching people's faces and their reactions and everything, and then of course after the movie, I loved all the questions people were asking me and everything, since I'm the one G.I. Joe collector in my group of family and friends, at least at the moment. And one of the things they were asking was, is this the way it was in the cartoon? I'm like, no, it wasn't really, but I don't mind that, because it's kind of like what Larry Hannama said. I'm not quoting him word for word, but he was like, are these the characters I wrote? Are these the characters I know? Nah, but it was fun. I had a good time. It made sense. But with me, I'm always going, I had one of those, I have one of those, I have two of those, I have, so that was really fun to me too. So I love seeing that. And then I'm not much of I'm not a customizer at the time. So anytime I can get something that is like what's in the movie, since I not yet got the talent to make it myself, I'm really happy. So I think some people talked about how he's really hard to fit in the cockpit. I don't have that problem with mine. I'm rambling because I still got a minute, and you know me, I like to use all 10 minutes. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I guess I saw one reviewer though. I'm pretty lucky. I guess sometimes these things come broken, so you can't really keep them in there. But thankfully, mine's perfectly fine. It would be kind of nice if they could have gave us a second door. I guess someone was pointing out that these swirls in here is a sign of cheap plastic or something like that, but I don't mind it. I mean, if this thing is supposed to be this big ferocious thing that destroys everything in its way, I'm sure it's gone through a few battles, so it doesn't bother me with that. So yeah, you guys, I hope that was interesting somewhat, and I guess I'll stop now. Alright, we will see you later. Alright, bye.